It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. Yeah, self-love at an all-time high. It's a feeling I can't even describe. Used to watch from the side, heart beating full of ego and pride. Scared of living, more fearful to die. Narrow minds had me second-guessing. In suppression, blocking my blessings. Now I'm manifesting. Set intentions, the paper stretching. People asking questions. Bet they wonder what changed with me. Learn to switch to fit. If it can't fit me, just stay with me. Listen, animosity gradually on the decline. Respiratory flowing when I recline. About to catch a flight, throw the peace sign. New city, new state. I'm leaving all my baggage in my suitcase. Money is rising, my skin looking vibrant. I'm moving with impeccable time, and it's more than just rhyming. All this beauty that surround me, plus we luxury dining. Only reason y'all be tripping, cause you nickel and diamond. Ooh, peak the je ne sais quoi, feel the vibe. I'm just grateful that I'm still alive. I thank God, homie. You thank God, man. I thank God, man. Blessings. Yeah, peak the je ne sais quoi, feel the vibe. I'm just grateful that I'm still alive. I thank God. Yeah, we thank God, homie. Yeah. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, and the one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Happy Friday. Hope everybody's doing well out there. For everybody that tuned in last night for the birthday stream, new music preview, I greatly appreciate it. To everybody that wished me happy birthday, I greatly appreciate it. For those of y'all that have been sending them in still today, I greatly appreciate it. All the super chats, super thanks, cash apps, I greatly appreciate it. Our family over here greatly appreciates it. Y'all are the real MVPs, the insiders, man. Thank y'all so much. Now, in this video, oh man, we're going to be getting into Drake and some more ghostwriting / reference track allegations. Okay, this guy cannot seem to catch a motherfucking break out here in the streets, and every single day that passes, it's like another damn reference track. This shit just juggling. Reference track, just, we got the motherfucking circus at this point, man. Now, what I will say is, with this latest round of reference tracks that's circulating, I don't know the validity of them. I can't come out and just literally say that this is legit or that it's real. But the latest leak that I've heard is 5 a.m. in Toronto. Now, the controversial thing about 5 a.m. in Toronto is that Drake claims that out of all of the music that he's received help with, he completely writes all of his timestamp records. If you see the 5 a.m. in Toronto, 5 p.m. in New York, 3 p.m. in Calabasas or a.m., I can't remember. All that shit. Those are supposed to be his journal entries. Those are supposed to be strictly from his pen. But now we have a reference of 5 a.m. in Toronto, which is widely recognized as one of Drake's best performances in terms of lyrical ability, popping his shit, and going in on the industry at the time. This record was released in 2013, if I'm not mistaken, and it's one of those tracks that the people that really love Drake, especially in his rap bag, including myself, I really liked this track for years. So the fact that this one is now on the chopping block and people are putting it under the scrutiny of ghostwriting, I ain't gonna lie, it's not looking good, Lawbury. We're going to have to find something. We're going to have to find a way to redeem you. Ain't no way to redeem you. What the fuck am I talking about? But I will say, I don't know all of the details, okay? So let me go ahead and pull up this. It's about a minute long reference track so that we can hear it. Hopefully YouTube don't block it.
Niggas be hating me, got us watching our words like they wiretapping the team. Cause I show them all, I gotta out these niggas. Guess it's funny how money could change about these niggas. For real. Couple nobody started killing themselves. Couple albums dropped, still on the shelf. If I was willing to help, I got gold trophy from committee for validation. And bad press from the summer doing allegations. I ain't lying, my nigga, my time is money. That's why I ain't got the time for a nigga who time coming. A lot of PR niggas stunting like that's the movement. And I'm the only nigga still known for the music, I swear. Fuck them niggas this year. I made Forbes this nigga. Fuck your lips, everything's looking gorgeous. Without me, rappers just a bunch of orphans. But if I stay in the shit, it's a bunch of corpses. Me and my dread from the wall and stash your money like hoarders of multi-platinum record. Why I pray.
All right. So people that know this record, y'all can recognize the lines. The Forbes list, fuck your list, all this stuff. Got my dreads from New Orleans, we doing all this shit. Like these are bars. Now some of it is a little mixed up, some of it is a little offbeat. And you would think, okay, why is he offbeat like that? Sounds like he was low-key trying to catch a wave. I think he's trying to make it seem as if he was trying to catch a wave, maybe freestyling in a booth. I've seen some footage of this person because the people are circulating that it's this guy by the name of Chapo. And it doesn't look like he actually writes, right? Like he's one of those punch-in rappers where say a bar or two, let it marinate, come back, punch back in, let it marinate, say something else, let it marinate, come back in, right? It's a style that's been made famous by Jay-Z, Lil Wayne. Jay-Z kind of constructs the rhyme completely in his head and goes in and does it. Whereas Wayne has made it more popular to like keep coming back to the mic and fixing it and fucking up and fixing it. But again, I can't say that this is real. Okay? Because I could find an instrumental for any song. I have the recording equipment right in front of me. I could lay out a fake reference right now. You know what I'm saying? Act like I'm coming up with it. You know what I'm saying? And be like, man, I recorded this back in 2009. And be like, damn, that nigga wrote that in 2009? Shit. And because y'all know I'm a dope-ass MC, y'all know I gets busy with my pen. Y'all know I've talked about, you know what I'm saying, co-writing and ghostwriting for other artists in the game. There's a percentage of people that, especially because y'all know me for being open and transparent, that could be weaponized, right? So I can't take this all the way serious. However, the voice here, I saw some people talking about this guy by the name of Chapo, all right? And it made me do a little bit of a deep dive on who this guy Chapo actually is. He's in the thumbnail. I'm going to pull up his photo here. So this is Chapo, all right? And what I've noticed about this gentleman here is that he's been very clued in terms of the Kendrick Lamar Drake beef. He's been offering commentary as it pertains to the beef all throughout the entirety of it. I didn't go back and like do all the knowledge to like a year ago when all of this transpired, but there's people on social media that are clued in with his TikTok and stuff, and they said that he was offering commentary during the battle. They claim that he even was sending out some packs, you know what I'm saying? And people were taking it as he was alluding to sending out references to somebody in the battle. Okay? And when you go through his social media, you do see him speaking on Drake. You see him speaking on Kendrick Lamar. He's been Team Kendrick this year. He makes reference to taking his sauce back and somebody sounding confused on the mic ever since he took his sauce back. So people are trying to put the connection together that he's talking about Drake. Again, I can't say what is and what isn't. I can only give y'all what is being presented. I'm not saying that he's Drake's ghostwriter. I'm not saying that he did anything. I'm just saying that this is what the people are talking about. This is now becoming a conversation. This reference track has been viewed over 1 million times overnight on X. Now, as it pertains to the voice, I'm going to play y'all something off of his page so y'all can hear the two voices to even see if y'all hear the connection in vocal timbre, accent, etc., for this to even be the right person that people are pointing out.
Tell me that you fuck with me if you don't really fuck with me. I see through all the fuckery. The ghostwriter that came alive, that title haunting me. Your favorite rapper's your favorite rapper, most likely cause of me. Men and women switch roles lately, that shit disgusting me. You later with the bitch, why the fuck you even discussing me? All to do is make them more intrigued and know what's up with me, and end up trying to fuck with me. I could've sniped the bitch but was out of town for you luckily. Could've been a dog, my pedigree too prestigious. And shorty definitely with it, should check the bitch, she mischievous. Yeah. Yeah. And when I was a scammer designer, was singing Panda. Shout out to Amanda, low key, shorty flexes bananas. Know it seemed random, but her situation reminded me of you boys. Cashing checks with identities that ain't even yours. Shout out to the back blocks. Had the white jumping OT and then jackpot. G got the flock tucked low, ready to let it bow, bow, bow.
All right, we're not gonna play no more than that, but y'all, that's enough. That's about 50 seconds. Both clips 50 seconds. We heard the 5 a.m. in Toronto about 50 seconds. This song about 50 seconds. I got this from his Twitter page. As y'all heard, he made reference to being a ghostwriter and nigga shit sounded sloppy and all of this different type of stuff. And I don't know what's real and what's not, but I do feel like the two voices do sound eerily similar. Now, the question is it real? Is it legit? Okay, because again, 5 a.m. in Toronto was released in 2013, which means Chapo would have had to have been around back in 2013, okay? Which would make him exponentially younger than he is today with this style, right? Think there is a little bit of Drakeism to his style, flow, and vocal inflection on this track I just played. But the question is he influencing that Drakeism, or is he influenced by that Drakeism, right? Two different conversations. Now, in order to even try to source this, I had to look into who this guy is. So I found out that this guy, Chapo, he only recently started calling himself Chapo, okay? He's gone by a couple other names. When he first came into the industry, he went by the name of Fame. And it looked like he was more so on the R&B side of things, writing, recording. He was a rapper, but he was signed to MBK Entertainment. For people that know about MBK, that's the same label that discovered Tyrese. It's the same label that's discovered her, and so many others. If you go to the MBK website today, they still have reference to the artist formerly known as Fame. So on the MBK Entertainment website, multimedia firm with a focus in artist management, music production, concert promotions, film and TV production. Established in 95, MBK Entertainment was created on a vision that encouraged camaraderie, brotherhood, and support between those who had dreams to succeed and persevere in the often unwelcoming entertainment industry. MBK, my brother's keeper, created a means for founder Jeff Robinson to change the tides and offer opportunities for those trying to break into the entertainment world. Okay, we're not going to go through all of this, but Alicia Keys is also one of their original products, right? But I don't think she stayed with them very long, because she had a long, drawn-out process into getting her just doing the industry, right? So they say here, with the expansion of our film division, blah, 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 our film endeavor with the award-winning feature film Pariah, blase, blah, right? MBK Entertainment plans to continually bring something fresh and new to the consumer with every project we develop and every artist we represent, from Pariah to our artist roster: Alicia Keys, Elle Varner, SWV, Gabby Wilson, who turned out to be her. Remember, she sued they ass within the last couple years for basically getting her to sign contracts as a minor without parental consent, and she sued them for back pay on music that she claims that they wrongfully own, right? Daisha, Fame, Anthony Hall, Tierra Thomas, and K. Michelle. We continue to fulfill our vision to change the tides and push boundaries. So the key word here is fame. So I had to look in to homie a little further. So here is an old interview of Fame. This is the same guy, but this is back in, I would say, around the year of 2011. This interview doesn't have the exact date on it, but when you look at the time period, he's got other interviews that he was using. This press photo was around 2011. So he was in the industry at this point. But this article says, what is fame and is there a price for it? There's a huge misconception that to get out of the ghetto or to change one's status or position in life, rapping is the way to go. While in some instances this may be true, but for most people who have such a dream, hope is often lost with the confines of reality, true nature, and success, blah, blah, blah. Well, I had the opportunity to interview a young New York rapper who has gone against the odds and quite frankly has a better chance of being a major success story than most young African-American men who grasp at stardom through diluted lyrics and false pretenses. Fame isn't always about notoriety, blah, blah. And here they're talking to him about being on MBK Entertainment. So you see his image was much different back during this time. Okay. And he says he's been involved with MBK, since he was a kid, just being around certain individuals in the office. So this is somebody who grew up in the music industry. I kind of grew up around the company. I got to see Alicia Keys develop as an artist there. I knew that once I started taking my music seriously and got it to a level where I knew I could make something happen, MBK was the first place I wanted to go. Once I got my music together, I was able to get a meeting through a friend. I played a couple of records for Jeff Robertson and the whole staff there, and they loved it. We've been moving forward ever since. Okay? So these are old photos of the gentleman that I showed y'all. Also in the thumbnail. And at this time, he was rapping and kind of doing R&B at the same time. MBK was an R&B label. This goes into his upbringing from Brooklyn, which he still claims today, okay? So that's that. He used to be called Fame. Just a couple years ago, he then started calling himself Live Moolah, okay? His social media says live from the East Coast, if I'm not mistaken. Live from the East, okay? Live Moolah. But now he calls himself Chapo, okay? So in his early days, he was associated with, already with Alicia Keys, MBK Entertainment. He becomes Moolah at another point. Now you see photos of him. These are much more recent. This here is him with Travis Scott. Very interesting connection. He's got photos with other people in the industry. I don't even know who all is in this picture. I don't know these folks. That's Graf. I do know Graf. That's Dave East. Some of y'all that know some of these other young artists, y'all probably could point them out. But I know Graf and I know Dave East in this photo, and this is him in the corner, left corner. Okay. If y'all don't know who Graf is, he's an excellent lyricist in his own right, and he recently came out and says he be ghostwriting for niggas in the industry also. There's another picture with him and Graf. And Graf has been on a press tour talking about how he was signed to Rockefeller right before the label folded. He never even got his Rockefeller chain. He got his Rockefeller chain at the end of last year. He's been wearing it everywhere. Shout out to Graf. Right? This is a photo with him, Math Hoffa, Petey Crack, one of the illest lyricists that never gets his credit. An influence of mine. We see Mr. Chapo in the left corner. So, here's him with Mano. Here's him with Memphis Bleak. So, of course, anybody could say, oh, he's just being in the right place at the right time, take photos with anybody. But as you can see, he's traversed many different communities in his time. He started out with Alicia Keys and them. Most recently, he's with the rappers. Drake respects the rappers. You go to his YouTube page, it says, live from the East, made his mark by being the biggest ghostwriter in hip-hop and R&B music to date. This is his claim. Working with a large assortment of A-list artists and producers, finally stepping out of the shadows of others to create his own legacy. He has gained the attention of not only the entire industry, but now also the people. Fans are starting to see Live's influence. Remember, he used to go by Live Moolah. In a lot of their own favorite artists, and Live has been able to create a buzz, an entire movement beyond what he's doing, truly becoming the people's champion. Okay? So that's his story. He's a ghostwriter in both hip-hop and R&B. Allegedly. Here's a post from him on Twitter. He says, took the sauce back. Now they shit don't hit the same. AIMB is outrageous. LOL. Was trying to wait for whoever this person is to have a day off to jump on stream, but fuck it, we're gonna have buzzing video in for it. Trust me, y'all don't want to miss this stream. Happy V-Day. This was the same day that Drake and Party Next Door dropped their Some Sexy Songs for You album. He called it AIMB. Now, Chapo, I'm going to need you to check in with us and give Inside the Industry some love. You know what I'm saying? We're giving you a lot of press today because people are spreading this this so-called reference track that sounds like it's got your voice on it. So I did my due diligence. This is a recording of Chapo talking about being in the presence of Lil Wayne recording the Carter 4. Sounds like he was also wearing his Rolly chain proud. Just a little clip here.
No bat. Watching him, like when he recorded the Carter 3 and the Carter, or the Carter 4, I could be wrong. It's one of those. He recorded them shits in Harvey Mason Studios in LA in West Hollywood. That's when them albums were done, bro. And at the time, I was signed as a songwriter to Harvey Mason Jr. Y'all know the story.
His fans know the story. I don't. But remember, Harvey Mason Jr. is the head of the Recording Academy, which is the organization over the Grammys. And he became CEO of the Recording Academy within the last couple years. He was the one on stage this year at the Grammys introducing Weeknd to the stage, bringing him back to the Grammys after he previously boycotted. He says he was signed to Harvey Mason Jr.
Right? And I watched this man, blood. Like, I watched him. First of all, you ever heard the phrase, like, when you meet your favorite rapper, don't meet your favorite rappers, or don't meet your heroes because they always gonna let you down? Lil Wayne was not the case for me, bro. When I met this nigga, bro, he was everything that I thought he would be. No bat.
Okay? So he's talking about his experience seeing Wayne, and that was a clip out of his Twitch stream. It seems that he's a frequent Twitch user and goes on stream and talks music and records music and stuff on live for his community of people that tune into him. So he then says he was signed to Harvey Mason Jr., who has grown to be a behemoth in the music industry now. I mean, if you're the head of the Grammys, you doing big shit. All right. So clearly this is somebody who's been around the industry since he was a kid and has been groomed up throughout the industry and has been around many different circles. So do I know for sure that he wrote for Wayne? No, I do not. And I will not say that. However, for Drake. Did he write for Drake? I cannot say that, right? But if this so-called reference track is legit and real, it sounds like it's his voice. And as I dig into his story, it sounds like he's been moving in the shadows, just as his YouTube page implied, which could give some validity to the story. I'm not going to say that it's real or that it's true. Just giving y'all a deep dive into who this person is from the voice that's circulating on social media quite heavily. And I'm just gonna have to see how this thing plays out, man. This is some crazy stuff. Now, I'm about to play some audio of Drake talking about his timestamp records, because remember, these are supposed to be his journal entries coming from his mind, his pen, his babies, right? I can't show the video because Rap Radar will claim it, but I will play the audio of him talking about this.
That's kind of how music is a collaborative thing, you know? It's and I understand in rap, of course, in your comment section, it's a little different because we conduct ourselves, and I still associate myself in that community, we conduct ourselves by a few different rules. We tweak the rules a little bit in the sense that...
If it's a hook, it's okay.
Yeah, it's like, you know, there's things like that, you know, but, you know, with that being said, like, you know, anybody that knows me knows that my strongest talent is writing. That is my strongest talent. I'm not a great singer. I'm a good performer. I've grown into a great performer. But my greatest talent is writing, you know, and that's why people ask me to write songs for them. That's why people like to get in the room and write with me. And yeah, I want to just encourage anybody, like, look, if it makes a great song and you're the one that's voicing it, but it's you and this other person that's cooking it up, you're not doing anything wrong, you know? And that's like just, again, for me speaking to any new artist, like, don't let anybody tell you that you're not supposed to collaborate on that's what this is for. We should, you know, whatever gets you to that destination where you have, you know, a great body of work. If you need somebody to write the whole thing and all you do is just go in and track it, there's still artists that exist like that to this day that people love and revere, and they sell out stadiums.
That's not you, though.
That's not me, no. I've wrote by the way, all my biggest songs and any song that really, really did damage for me, I've wrote every single lyric. So that, like...
The hits, yeah.
The hits and the ones that you would, like, it's like, I'm not gonna collaborate with somebody on any of the timestamp records. I'm not collaborating with anybody on, you know, Marvin's Room or, you know, like the R&B records that are, you know, other than me and Party. Like, I love working with Party.
When you say the timestamp records, that is like the MC, like the bars, right?
Yeah.
Those are like, so I think the idea was like, try to discredit you as an MC, that all of that doesn't come from your pen.
Of course.
You're saying that comes from your pen.
But again, curated by the people who are ready to see the downfall of Drake. So again, just another little, like, let's try this angle, you know? It's really like I said, I've done studio sessions with people. When I collaborate with people, I always send the idea first. You know, I'm the one that picks the beat and goes, yo, here, just put a verse on this and take that for your album or your single or whatever. You know, I put work in. People know me. I'm good for it. You know, so that's why I'm never really stressed about, like, that narrative. It's cool. It's fun. Again, it's cool for, like, memes and people that want to laugh and all that dumb shit. But it's like...
All right, so that's Drake's feelings about collaboration, perhaps ghostwriting, co-writing, and all of those different elements in music. I partially agree with some of what he's talking about, you know what I mean? Because outside of hip-hop, writing, co-writing, all of that stuff is standard practice, you know? And when you get to a certain level as a Drake, where you go pop level, you're now competing with pop level acts that have 30 writers, right? So I can understand why that perspective would be prevalent. However, there was some bold-faced lies and cap in his rap when he says, you know, all of the hits and the songs that have done real damage for me, damage as in, like, made impact in the industry, came directly from his pen. In recent years, we've seen that to not be all the way true. You know what I'm saying? So that's a lie. And then now we got one of your most beloved timestamp records that you say nobody would ever contribute to is now in question at bare minimum. Okay? So y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm trying to be as fair as I possibly can be in terms of this conversation. Because although I was able to find information on this Moolah guy and see that he's been in the industry for a very long time and he comes from a storied background with people that are very reputable in the industry, so I could definitely see him being in these rooms and contributing and being a part of this stuff, I can't say that he definitively wrote 5 a.m. in Toronto. I can't say that.
You know, all I can say is there's a so-called reference track out there. You know what I mean? But y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm sure a lot of people are gonna assume, like, man, fuck that nigga. He did that shit. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like how, and that's the thing, right? Because that was also the case for Diddy. Like when Diddy was looking crazy and still looks crazy in that video with Cassie, and then the other allegations came out, and then it was a whole slew of other shit. It was like, damn, this nigga has been an absolute sleazeball. He's been the lowest of the low. And then Tony Busby come around and files fucking 100 cases against Diddy, and then it starts looking like, whoa, ho, ho, ho. I believe the first 20 niggas, but your shit looking funny in the light. You looking funny in the light. You know what I'm saying? So then that also creates doubt on the other side, right? Because it's like you would typically automatically just be like, yeah, for sure, that nigga did that shit. But then it's like, well, let me at least look into the validity of the claims, who this person is, what is their background, what's going on here. So again, I'll leave it in y'all hands to let me know, because I'm sure y'all will. Again, shout out to Chapo, aka Moolah, aka Fame. Because we spent a nice amount of time digging into your history, sir. I would love, hell, an interview or something. You know what I mean? Some clarity. Because I gave you a spotlight today. You know what I mean? Much love and respect, though, homie. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're coming inside. I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some batteries. Stand for my honor, but you run no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. When I catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.